Okay, here we are again. Seems like I was just here. Seems like you guys were just here. All right, well, got a tornado watch. Clear all that out. Just kind of setting up here. Got into work to help Jessica out a little bit. Now she was here for 12 hours solid. So sent her home, and now we have this tornado watch until 5 p.m. Really, I think this is all going to happen now. And then that'll be it. Oh, Jay. Okay, Jay, I am going to block you if you post one more thing. Got it? No mas. Jay. Lethal Blue, good to see you. HD, hi. Yeah, there's a lot of rotation with these storms. As soon as they become problematic, that's when the warning is issued. Okay. Is there a tornado warning near Wahoo? Yeah, right there. That is tornado warning for Douglas and, what did I say? Douglas and Saunders. So it's headed towards Waterloo, just east of Wahoo, west of Omaha. Is Lincoln out of the woods? Pretty much. I mean, this is not going to take long. This probably won't be a very long YouTube live because this line of storms here, oh, there's another tornado warning. Let's see what that one is. Hang on. Near Fremont. So that one is Dodge, Harrison, and Washington. Golf ball size hail. Tornado warning for Harrison, Washington, and Dodge until 1:30. It's moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. These warnings are going to start to come fast and furious because it's the beginning stage, and it's going to be this line right here. And this is kind of, if you were watching yesterday, this eastern Nebraska was where everything was initiating, and then it was quickly going to move towards Iowa and get even worse, and that's exactly what's happening. Thanks, Jessica, appreciate that. Going to get any other big storms tonight? Probably not. Worried about Sarpy County. Yeah. A little concerned about everybody along the river. Any county along the river right now should probably be very weather aware right now. We could see some more storms for Lincoln. The severe threat, though, is questionable because this is your severe line, but this over here still, and this over here still needs to come through. And if it has something to work with, it might get marginally severe, but right now it looks like that's not going to be the case. I don't want to say 100% all clear, but once this line crosses the river, this initial line, the threat for severe weather drops considerably for Nebraska. What about the area of Omaha Zoo? LPS kids are on a field trip. Really? Why are they there today? I mean, there was a tornado. We knew about this yesterday. Why would LPS kids be there? Oh my goodness. That's not good. Yeah, Omaha's right. The Omaha Zoo and Omaha, I mean, there's storms coming for them right now. So if there's kids there, I hope they're in a safe place. And I'm assuming they are. It's a zoo. They should have a tornado shelter. But I can't believe. Well, anyway, that's not my thing. I can't believe there are LPS kids at the Omaha Zoo right now. Well, so we have this severe storm here. This is for Gage, Johnson, and Odo until 1:30. This is for quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind. Clouds in southeast Lincoln look creepy. Yeah, that's fortunately, I think the storms are pretty much out of the Lincoln area. I'm gonna take a look here. Chris, if you're watching, monitoring, if you could move the camera around a little bit, the Barry Law cam, kind of looking at that right now just to see what it's doing. We'll see if my engineer's watching. In U10, is it on the ground? I don't know. Rotation developing between Meade and Utan. Town of Valley should be in their shelter immediately. Tight rotation coming into the Valley area. Appears to be about 2 to 3 miles south of the radar. That rotation is currently passing northwest of Utan. We're high. Good job, Ashton. Really, I mean, you're being safe. You're being proactive. I appreciate that. It's a mess up here in Omaha. Apartments with 5 to 6 feet of water this morning. You're 104th. Yeah, I'm sure Omaha does not need this right now. Let me get back to the radar. It seems like we got. Oh, okay. Hey, look at that. My engineer's watching. Okay, we're gonna see if we can see anything on our live cam. It doesn't really look like it. It's dark. Thanks, Lethal Blue. Appreciate that. Oh, yeah, that's looking south right there. It would be east, if anything. And I'm just, try looking northeast. Well, either northeast or southeast. There is a storm that's like Johnson County, maybe towards Odo County. It might just be too far away. Yeah, I think those are it over there. Okay, I need to look at this rotation. Chris, you keep looking. If you see anything, let me know. I'm going to go over here towards Omaha. So these two areas, I'm going to put some so that by Utan right there, this is an area of concern. Yeah, all of these storms, that storm near Waverly, pretty impressive. Everything's growing really, really fast. Do you think Sarpy County will be issued a tornado warning? Certainly possible. This whole line could be tornadic eventually. Hang on, I want to get the warnings on here. Okay, so there's the warnings. So that by Utan, right there. And then, I'm not sure. That's moving across the river and towards Blair, headed towards Blair. There's that warning for Gage, Johnson, and Odo. It's headed towards Unadilla. Yeah, this one looks like it's losing its rotation a little bit. Probably watching that right there. Oh, this right here, just east of Fremont. And then that's a new warning for Tacoma. Tyler, you are too kind. Thank you, man. I owe you a coffee. Let's see. Text messages. So with tornado warning for Washington and Dodge. Let's see. That tornado warning for Washington and Dodge. Let's see. Golf ball size hail. Moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. So let's go back to the radar. And again, we're in a tornado watch until 5 p.m. But once the storms form and then move east, that should be about it. And that's kind of what we're looking at right there. See that line, that initial line? This is your area of concern. And this is all moving this way. So everything behind it, there are some storms. So we're not 100% out of the woods yet, but the very initial line that would be tornadic is now basically east of Highway 77 and moving towards the river. Once it gets across the river, then it's Iowa's problem. And I make fun of Iowa a lot, but not today. They could be in for a very rough day. Let's see, Simply Budget, very windy in northwest Lincoln, sun, so hopefully we're out of the woods for storms. Lincoln will, the tornado watch be allowed to expire when all is clear. There's a severe thunderstorm warning for Sarpy and Cass now. I know somebody was asking about Sarpy. It's a severe thunderstorm warning right now, but the potential for a tornado is out there. So once it's 100% clear, they cancel things, but really that's only 4 hours away. So we're pretty much good now, but stay aware. It's a good day to stay weather aware. Looks like the initial threat is already past Douglas County. Just let's not relax until this whole storm system is gone. I mean, these things can spin up fast. I mean, notice even this stuff over here by Columbus, Grand Island, it's not likely to be severe, but we're not 100% out of the woods yet. Feels colder in Beaver Crossing. That's usually a good sign. Actually, let's look at the temperatures. Yeah, they're starting to cancel the tornado watch already. So Seward County, Saline County, the watch has been canceled. Hang on, what other counties? Yeah, those counties. Okay, so Saline and Seward County and Fillmore. No, wait. Saline, Seward, and Butler County. Saline, Seward, and Butler counties, the tornado watch is now gone. So, okay, so that little breathing room here. Now, once this line right there is across the river, we will likely see all of Nebraska out of the tornado watch. But for now, this line is tornadic. Yeah, Lancaster will likely, once see how these storms are still kind of lingering in Lancaster County, as well as like Saunders County, and even here towards Gage County, they're still close enough. So once they're far enough away, once they get over here closer to the river, we'll likely see those counties canceled. So here's what it looks like now. Let's see if they've canceled it out. Nope, they're not. It's These three counties right there will eventually disappear. So this stuff after it will just be your run-of-the-mill showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. But these, still very strong, tornadic. Wouldn't surprise me to see that storm moving towards Nebraska City. This one right here, if it could get some rotation going. This one here headed towards Omaha. That could probably go tornadic fairly quickly. There's those two tornado warnings right now. There's that one for Douglas and that one for Washington. That Washington one goes until 1:30, also has golf ball size hail. That one for Douglas goes until 1:15, and it also has $half size hail. Let's see, tower cam, okay. My engineer, Chris, set up the tower cam for the storm just east of Lincoln. Vasta, it is moving very quickly. That's, good news, bad news. Bad news is, whoa, shakety shake. Yeah, that's looking east. That's what that storm looks like over there. But yeah, it's everything's moving east very quickly. And so this shouldn't, by 2 p.m., most of Nebraska should be done with all this stuff, maybe around 3. But it's windy out there now. A lot of wind. Okay, going to go back to the radar here real quick. Because this is going to be short-lived. So there's that storm. We'll go through the warnings here real quick. That one is Gage, Johnson, and Odo. It's moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Imagine you're driving from Beatrice to Nebraska City at 50 miles per hour. It won't take you long to get there. And then this one, that is Cass, Douglas, and Sarpy until 2 p.m. It's moving northeast at 50 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, and $half size hail for Sarpy, Douglas, and Cass County. And then there are a couple tornado warnings. So you have this tornado warning for Douglas until 1:15. Also $half size hail. It's moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Tornado warning for Washington, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. Also has golf ball size hail. That is for Washington County. Big thunderstorm warning. Let me get down here a little bit. This one, which includes Tacoma, Burt, Harrison. I think that's, Burt and Washington in Nebraska, then Harrison and Monona in Iowa. It goes until 2 p.m. 70 mile per hour wind gusts and ping pong ball size hail with that one. I think that's it for the severe weather. That's enough. So just a matter of time before this all moves into Iowa, and then they'll have to deal with it. And it's going to be a rough day for Iowa. If you have any Iowa friends, you might want to give them a call, a text, whatever. Just say, hey, heads up, if you live in western, southwestern, central Iowa, Des Moines area, heads up. I'm sure they know, but why do you think storms get more severe as they approach the river border? It's not the river or the border. That's just not it. It's where everything comes together. So you've got a frontal boundary, you have the warm, moist air. This could have easily started in central Nebraska and gotten really strong over Grand Island. Could have started in the Panhandle and gotten very strong in North Platte. It started right over basically Highway 77 and was continuing to move east. And so it has nothing to do with the river or the border or anything like that. It's just where the things were set up. Could have easily been, it could have been in Kansas, could have been in North Dakota, could have been anywhere. Just this is where it was today. Sirens going off in Utah, and rightfully so. There's tornado warnings in and around that area. So, but I mean, that is a good question, Seth, about why is it why are they getting more severe as they do that? So it's really just about where the setup is, where the moisture is coming from, where the cold front is, where the jet stream is, where the storms from yesterday happen to be, where outflow boundaries are at. It's all just kind of it's like trying to herd cats, like 1,000 cats. There's so many things going on at the same time. Oh, good. I'm glad you appreciate it, Vasta. Yeah, that's kind of why I do it, just trying to help out here. Is this the main line where most is probably past Lincoln for the day? Yes. Obviously, anything can happen, but is it likely that Lincoln gets hit in the next couple hours with the new line? We might get more rain, but the severe weather is that line right there, the east of Highway 77 moving towards the river. So it usually feels like Lincoln is where all these storms start. We never get nothing too bad. The key word there is usually. Lincoln we got hit by a tornado a month ago. So, I mean, it happens in Lincoln, and I know people think that there's something protecting it. There isn't. It's just luck. Same thing can happen in Cedar Rapids. Same thing could happen in Hupper, Wahoo, you name it. It's just more people live in Lincoln, so they see storms all the time, and if they go around them or near them or miss them, they think, oh, look, happened again. But then when it does hit them, they're like, oh, that hardly ever happens. Well, yeah, that's the same for everybody. How was your visit to Green? Didn't make it. I didn't. I was talking to Chris, my engineer. It's not really a town. It's, Chris, are you back there? It's not. I guess it's just like a couple of roads. That's it. Is Lincoln out of the woods? Yes, for the very severe weather. We could still see a few scattered showers and storms, but the very severe weather is moving towards the Missouri River. Are you worried about rotation towards Cass County? Yeah, anything in this line right here, I'm worried about, because there's tornadic storms embedded within that, and a lot of it's getting rain wrapped. So anything towards Cass, Sarpy, yeah, I'm anything can happen within that line. Definitely. And there's just clusters, and when you start to see them kind of jagged like that, and that means there could be rotation embedded, like that one right there by Valley. That's the only tornado warning I see right now. But anything with this initial line of storms is problematic. I was watching your live last night, and it was lining up just as you said it would. So glad Seward is out of the watch. Almost feels chilly. That's good. Thanks, DD. Appreciate that. Yeah, it looked like these storms were going to start right over, somewhere between Grand Island and Lincoln, and thankfully they started right over 77 and like 275, and then quickly moved east, because that's a shorter time frame for that to affect Nebraska. Now, I feel bad for Iowa, but ugly sky at 173rd in Maple, assuming that's Omaha. Yeah, anything just this side of the Missouri is getting hit pretty hard right now. Let's see. Seeing some pretty big hail east of Fremont, looking like golf ball size hail. Storm by Gretna looks not good, maybe moving towards Bellevue. Yeah, really, this whole area, let me zoom in and just kind of see who's being impacted. Syracuse, Weeping Water, Louisville, Springfield, there's Bellevue. Bellevue's going to get hit twice. Plattsmouth, Millard, Omaha likely going to see this. Bennington, right on the edge of that tornado warning. Boys Town, Fort Calhoun, Blair, seeing heavy rain right now, probably some hail. Missouri Valley, Herman. I think I did some electrical work in Herman once. That was a long time ago. Tacoma. But there's Gretna, right in the middle of it all. Heading towards Papillion, Springfield. South Bend looking like probably some hail right there. That supercell maturing east of Adams. Yeah, it's there. None of this is good. But there's Lincoln. I mean, it's moving away from Lincoln. It's moving away from Beatrice, moving away from Fremont now. Columbus, Stromsburg, still seeing some scattered showers, some isolated storms, but most of that is much weaker. Just some much needed rain. Sounds like from the National Weather Service, rotation, when I said Herman just a little bit ago, where was that? Right there. There's some rotation right in here. They're monitoring rotation in that area. Gabriel, probably not. This initial line, he's asking if there's any chance of those, of the storms over by Columbus strengthening. Probably not. Because this initial line is using up all of it. Okay, there's a tornado warning right there for Johnson, Cass, Fremont, Odo. Let's see. Tornado warning for Fremont and southwest Iowa, Odo and Cass until 2 p.m. Boy, that's just east of Lincoln too, isn't it? Goodness. Let's see. This is radar indicated rotation. 6 miles southwest of Syracuse, or 15 miles north of Tecumseh, moving northeast fast at 55 miles per hour. Let's look at the rotation. It's probably this in here, right here. Hang on. Yeah, okay, that's sweeping radar. Yeah, that's a solid storm right there. And this is all moving like this. So Syracuse, the Dunbar, Avoca schools, Odo, Smallfoot Public School, Avoca, Giles, Public School, Nahaka. Teams? Okay. Big hail. This video?
Yeah, the hail it's at my sister's.
Oh, yeah. Got to figure out a way to stream this. We're in Fremont. I lived in Fremont for a while.
The north side?
Boy, that's some big hail.
What part of Fremont do you live in? Off 23rd?
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the main road. Cool. Yeah, that's, what is that, about almost golf ball size hail?
That's golf balls.
Yeah. Okay, just Mr. Huh? So Johnson and Odo County, you have a tornado warning moving through Syracuse right now. I'm going to see if there's any rotation. I mean, it's a little broad, but maybe that's it right there. Just enough, though. I mean, it is just enough. Kind of watching the Gretna area. Yeah. Let's see. See, and this is kind of what we're watching. See, you notice how this line right here. This is your wind shift line. And when you start to see little nooks and crannies and like that by Louisville, those are areas of concern. And the National Weather Service watches them very, very closely. They have people dedicated to just watching only this. That way, each radar scope or each radar sweep, if anything is suspicious, they continue to watch it closely. And when it looks like the rotation is there, they immediately issue a tornado warning. That over there by Millard, that's, I mean, this is, you can kind of see it's a little notch, just a little notch, just something, it's nothing yet, but it's worth watching. This over by Louisville, this is worth watching. It's starting to mix the greens and the reds. And it gets a little messy down here. Once you start to get away from the, I'm gonna see if there's a different Grand Island one. No? Okay. Yeah, we're probably about an hour away from all of this being Iowa's problem. It's rolling through Omaha now, Nebraska City, getting close, Plattsmouth, Missouri Valley. I mean, Millard, Springfield, Louisville, kind of caught in the middle of a couple of storms. Avoca, Weeping Water, Murray, Nebraska City, Dunbar, Lorton. Raining pretty good in Omaha right now. Hopefully that's all you get, because it's coming. Most of these are just severe. Large hail, damaging wind, but there is that one tornado warning right there. So kind of zooming out a long ways, this line is the main concern. All of this is not of concern. I mean, it's still rain, it's still maybe a thunderstorm, but overall, the main concern is that initial line. And this is all going to be headed towards Des Moines, headed up here towards Mason City, Fort Dodge, headed towards I-35, but that'll be later today. But as expected, this is exactly what our model said was going to happen, that storms were going to develop and a line was going to form and it was going to just jet across eastern Nebraska into Iowa early afternoon, and here we are. It's doing exactly what the model said it was going to do. So pretty impressive. I mean, models have been really good this year. They really have. Anything for Lincoln? Nope, everything's east of us now. Maybe some light rain later, but that's about it. So we got an update on that storm. Let's see. Tornado warning continues until 2 p.m. for Odo, Cass, and then Fremont County in Iowa. It's 15 miles west of Nebraska City, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour, so it's going to be in Nebraska City soon. Tornado and dollar-sized hail possible. Dangerous storm will be near Avoca by 1:30 and Nahaka by 1:35. Union's in the middle of this one as well. See how much lightning. I haven't had lightning on. Look at all that lightning. Wow. That is 366 lightning strikes over the last 10 minutes. That's impressive. Well, this is just about over, guys, for Nebraska anyway. Iowa's just getting started. I take the lightning off because it's hard to see. Yeah, it's moving across the river now. So I thought maybe by 2 o'clock this would be done, but it might be 1:45 when this is all done for Nebraska. But for those asking about these other storms back here, this stuff over here is not expected to rejuvenate or anything like that. It's just going to, that main line is moving into Iowa. That's the main concern. Keeper of the lake, sorry to hear that. Never fun to have people that are really, really scared of thunderstorms and living in Nebraska or Iowa. It's not a good spot to be scared of storms. Now, also something to keep in mind, the National Weather Service out of Omaha, well, they're in Valley, they also take care of a good portion of western Iowa. So their day is not done. It's really just begun. So they'll be working really hard for the next couple of hours. Heavy rain and some wind, so no hail so far in Omaha. Good. Vasta, that's good to hear. Yeah, I'll stay online here until this is into Iowa. Then our friends over there in Des Moines can take over. I have a couple of good friends that actually work at TV stations in Des Moines. Guy I worked with in Minnesota for several years is now in Des Moines. So let's see. There's probably some pretty big hail right there northeast of Syracuse. That white dot, that's a pretty good signature of some big hail. And looks like Murray's going to get hit pretty soon. Plymouth, Bellevue, Millard right on the edge. Omaha probably going to get hit by some hail here in the next 15 minutes or so. Crescent, Iowa, Fort Calhoun, Bennington in the thick of it. Missouri Valley, Blair probably done now. And then everything kind of moves into Iowa now over there. So we're starting to see these storms move into Iowa now. Have someone that just moved here from California. What an introduction the last few months have been. Yeah, into my high school days, and this was back in 1987, 1988. I lived in California for a couple of years. My parents just moved there for 2 years. Then we came back to Nebraska, but it's a different weather world out there. Very different. It snowed there. One of the Decembers I was there, like an inch, and everybody freaked out. It was just like it's the first time it had snowed in like 15 years or something. And they had no way. They closed everything down, rightfully so. They have no way to take care of it. I was out. Me and my parents were out driving around, and nobody knew how to. That was scary because nobody knew how to drive in the snow. But anyway, tornado warning. How long does that tornado warning go for? Until 2 o'clock, so another half hour left on that. They thought the purge was happening. That's awesome. PDS watch issued for Iowa. Yeah, that's they're going to have a rough day today. It's not going to be good for Iowa. Let's take a look at that. This is, that's a big area for a watch, isn't it? U10 got wrecked, trees down everywhere. It's just not possible to worry away Mother Nature. Like Rusty says, stay aware of the weather, have a plan. Yep, thanks, Jan. Yeah, U10, hopefully it's just trees. Hopefully everybody else is safe. But yeah, that's the entire state of Iowa is in a tornado watch right now. That's that's incredible. Sorry, just posting something to social media here real quick. How late did that go? 9 p.m. All right, so that warning, tornado warning continues for Cass, Fremont, and Odo for also ping pong ball size hail. It's 12 miles west of Nebraska City, moving northeast. So it looks like it's going to miss Nebraska City. That's some good news. It is headed towards, well, let's see. Let's put a track on this thing. Nahaka, Todd, Murray, Pacific Junction, Glenwood, and the golf course through 2 p.m. But it's moving northeast at 55 miles per hour, so it's headed into Iowa quickly. All of these storms are headed into Iowa, and so they're going to see just a rough day. And notice how there's storms forming even on the southern fringe there. That's going to continue. So all of these are going to move like this. And they're all going to be tornadic. And some of them could, I mean, once you have that much free space to roll, tornadoes can get really big and last a long time. When you've got a setup like this, there's a really good chance for some long track, dangerous tornadoes. Goodness. All the best to my friends and family that live in Iowa, because I do have family that lives in Iowa. Let's see. Starting to sound loud in Sarpy. Looks like the rain has already slowed down in Omaha. Yeah, it's rolling through now. But as far as like Lincoln, Columbus, Norfolk, Beatrice, Grand Island, we're out of the woods now. Just some light rain showers that will be pulled through. This stuff over here, that's just some light rain showers. It's going to roll through, but there's no chance for that to become severe. because all the severe stuff is now moving into Iowa. All right. Well, I think we're probably going to start wrapping things up here as the severe weather pushes its way into Iowa. Boy, I'm hoping for the best for everybody in Iowa, because they have this this whole thing, the whole state of Iowa under a tornado watch, and yeah. That's a particularly dangerous situation. They extended the severe thunderstorm for Sarpy until 2:15. It's not just Sarpy, though. So it's this one right here. And that goes until 2:15? Is that the right one? Hang on. Nope, that's not the right one. This one? Douglas and Sarpy until 2, and then this one until 2:15. That's Mills, Potawatomi, Sarpy, Douglas, and Cass. So a lot of that goes into Iowa. But yeah, it has to, oh shoot. It's because it's down here. It's got a long ways to, it's right here, and it's got to make it all the way up here. So about 45 minutes for it to get to the top of that severe thunderstorm warning. Drew, is it going to stay mainly to the east of Lincoln? Yes, Lincoln's out in the clear. So everything is moving into Iowa now, and that'll be it. So some good news there. Bad news for Iowa, good news for Nebraska. Yeah, this stuff off to the west will just be light rain, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. Yeah, this is all eventually, this right here is all moving into Iowa now, and should be into Iowa completely probably in the next half hour to 45 minutes. Quarter-size hail possible near west and north of Peru. Yeah, rain died down super fast. Wind wasn't crazy. No hail in Omaha for me. Super, super quick. That's how we like it. But I think UTAN got hit pretty hard. Let's zoom into the Omaha. Yeah, Omaha's not quite done yet. So don't let your guard down yet, Vasta. There's the Omaha Zoo, which I heard earlier there's LPS kids there, so hopefully they're sheltering in place. Council Bluffs. So this core right here is headed towards the Omaha Metro, possibly clipping the Omaha Zoo, Council Bluffs, Beechwood. Yeah, this is moving fast. It's about 50 miles an hour. Drew, yes. It should be canceled fairly quickly, but keep in mind it's from the National Weather Service out of Omaha, and they're really busy right now. They've got massive storms rolling through the Omaha area, so canceling a tornado watch is not first and foremost on their mind. But yeah, I'm assuming most of Nebraska will be out of the tornado watch as soon as all of these storms are into Iowa. So with like an hour from now, we'll probably see everything canceled. And not everything. Everything for Nebraska canceled. Iowa still has a day to go. But all of this moving like that. Look at all those warnings popping up on the western edge of Iowa. They're going to have a long day today in Iowa. Yeah, Drew, that's the storms formed over Lincoln. And so they weren't severe when they did that. Everything then pushed east very quickly, and now it's very, very severe tornado warnings for thunderstorm warnings for everything along the Missouri River. But storms have to form somewhere, and that's it. They formed basically over Highway 77 and formed into what you see now. So we got lucky. If things would have formed like from Columbus to York and then pushed east, Lincoln would have been hit pretty hard. So we just got lucky again. So did Beatrice. So did Columbus. Well, Columbus got hit pretty hard last night. There are a lot of spots that got hit very hard. Omaha got hit really hard last night too. But it's like, I know probably a lot of people out there thinking Lincoln got missed again. Well, that's because we all live in Lincoln. I mean, most of us anyway, that follow me on a regular basis. But imagine living in, say, O'Neill. O'Neill got missed again. O'Neill got missed. I mean, when you live in a certain area, you get missed a lot more than you get hit. It's just the laws of physics. But when you do get hit, you're like, oh yeah, we got hit. Lincoln's had a tornado several times over the last 5 or 10 years. I mean, it's 20 years ago tomorrow that Hallam happened. That was close. The one that happened a month ago, it started in Lincoln. There was a tornado touchdown within the city limits of Lincoln. I just think it's probably going to take like a direct hit of an F3 tornado in downtown Lincoln for people to stop thinking Lincoln won't get hit. The high school soccer goal frame way across the street into a field and then flipped a pivot further down. Where was that at, Keeper? But yeah, anyway, you could take any town, any city in Nebraska, like say Broken Bow, say Lexington. And more often than not, they get missed by all the severe weather. It happens everywhere else. Oh, Columbus, okay. But every now and then, one of those towns get hit really, really hard. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, we get hit all the time. It's the mental way of looking at it. I mean, it's common to see that when you live in an area long enough, 99.9% of the time you don't get hit by a severe storm, but there's that 0.1% for everybody. Are you still seeing the threat for the Omaha Metro? Yeah, I can zoom in here real quick. New tornado warning there. For the Omaha Metro, it's going through, it should be passed shortly. New tornado warning there. That's for Cass. And then the rest is in, let's see, Cass and Odo, and then Mills and Fremont until 2:30. Tornado and tennis ball size hail. But that's all moving into Iowa. Okay, well, that's good. Depends on what side of Omaha you're on, too. If you live, like, further east, it's still probably pouring buckets on you. But if you're further west, like towards, Millard, Boys Town, yeah, it's all done. Saw the storm forming over 27th and Saltillo. Clouds got really dark and were pretty scary for about 10 minutes until it moved north. That was about the time you alerted you were going on. Yep. Yeah, the storms just formed right over Lincoln, Beatrice. There was a line. There was a strong storm over Columbus, and it was starting to move east, and that's when that line started to drift down towards Lincoln and eventually Beatrice, and then it quickly headed east. So got away with that one. My wife is sending me messages. Okay, I think now everything's moving into Iowa. Some strong storms lingering there towards Plattsmouth, Murray. Is there any towns here? Todd. If you live in Todd, hopefully you're in your safe place. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up, and I think we can all go about our day. If you live in Nebraska, if you live in Iowa, make sure you have a shelter in place, a plan of what to do, because this is going to be a nasty day for Iowa. In fact, the entire state of Iowa is in a tornado watch right now, and most of it, this whole area right here, is in a PDS watch, which is a particularly dangerous situation. So Des Moines, Waterloo, even up into Minnesota, take care today. So anyway, all right, thanks everybody, and I'm going to get to work. The storms west of Lincoln, they probably won't dissipate, but they'll just light rain is all we're expecting out of that. All right, take care everyone. We'll see you next time.